Hey, what's up, folks? Hey, Ratchet, what's up? Sorry it took a long, took a while. I was doing something here in Honkai, and then I was like completely absent-minded. I was like, oh wait, I clicked on the start stream button. I was gonna jump into ZZZ, but before that, uh, let me just gotcha here. I only have a few, but I will take it. Where do I go again? No. Where? Huh? Was this? Oh, here. They put it on the last page. I'm so used to Genshin's UI. I swear they keep changing the menu UI for this game. Nope, nothing. At least here they give you a jingle beforehand. Nope. I've only made a few polls, so I don't even know what number I'm at. Got a free reroll. No, no dice. But I got one. Just like in Genshin and ZZZ. Nope, nothing. Oh well. But there's something I want to check as well. I don't know if it's the stream or the Honkai servers, but my Wi-Fi signal on Honkai is it's like above 100. Or maybe I just noticed whenever I stream the game. It's really weird. Just want to see what the MS is like in Genshin. Like, that I just am I now just noticing that whenever I'm streaming, it actually my Wi-Fi MS is affected? Because normally, at least in Genshin, my MS would be 24, 25. It's really funny though that even when I seen people play Genshin when their signal, their MS is like way above the red line in Genshin, uh, it doesn't really affect much as far as I can tell, from what I've seen at least. But of course, during co-op, you would see the latency input. Green good, yellow is mid, and then red is like very laggy. When you're on the side of the good connection and you see another player that's in the red, the ones in red have a very delay input. It's kind of like Mario Kart where you see on your end they're hitting the enemy. Ah, okay, okay. Has it always been like that? Because now here in Genshin it's showing 98. Let me look at the previous streams. I'm just now noticing. Um, or unless that's my Wi-Fi. But let me see. Uh, my mind went completely blank. I was like, what am I doing? Let me go to my channel. Let me go to my previous streams. Oh gosh, everywhere I'm like trying to scroll through and I'm seeing cutscenes after cutscenes. Where is the gameplay? Oh god, was there really this many cutscenes in the last Genshin stream? Holy smokes. Oh my god, yes. Okay, instead of just randomly picking the timeline, I'm just gonna scroll through and find the precise gameplay. Oh my god, cutscene after cutscene. And then menu UIs. No, it shows 24. That's weird. Sorry, this is kind of a distraction. Let me try restarting my PlayStation. Or it's my modem, I don't know. I mean, at least on the stream, it's still fine. There's so far no lag, and my CPU usage is below 50. Anyways, while that's happening, state of play. Yeah, I just caught up on what was revealed. So Sonic Cross World, Racing Cross World, we've finally discovered. Sega finally revealed the final DLC characters, which are Mega Man and Proto Man. Nice. As expected, it was a non-Sega franchise. And yeah, no, I'm that when I first saw that, I was like, I bet Nintendo is punching the air right now because if you remember, Nintendo stated that the Mario Kart devs were not that there was the Mario Kart team said that there were no plans whatsoever to um have any like crossovers, collabs in Mario Kart. Meanwhile, Sega was like, "Yay, crossovers is what made All Star Racing really good. We didn't do that with Team Racing, so hey, we're bringing that back." So yeah, yeah, that was the hint. Yeah, yeah. I was like, okay, yeah, no, it makes sense. Yeah, because yeah, that's right. There was you know, Mega Man, Sonic Archie comic collaboration series. Yeah, that was it. That happened like a long time ago. Yeah, that's probably why I couldn't remember like on the spot when you gave me those hints, Ratchet. All right, let me just go back check Genshin. Maybe it's my modem. I don't know what's going on, or my internet provider is going a little bonkers, or PlayStation Network is having some traffic issues. Capcom did a ton of Sega collaborations in the game. Yeah, yeah. So it's a lot of they've been doing a lot of back and forth between Sega and Capcom, which is nice that they continue the well tradition, if you want to call it that. Blue Company, or how does the saying go? Blue Company strong together, or something like that. Well, it looks like my MS is now 80. I don't know, maybe it could be the stream, but I don't know. The last streams it showed 24. Well, in any case, maybe PlayStation Network is having a buffering issue. Or, again, maybe it's my Wi Fi. my modem. Either way, might as well just boot up ZZZ. So what was it? What else was at the state of play? Yes, of course, the other elephant in the room. Insomniac's Marvel Wolverine. So hey, it's good that the Wolverine game is as bloody as the last good Wolverine game, if you remember, which was what was it? The tie-in movie or based on the movie, Wolverine, X-Men Origins Wolverine. If you remember that game, people actually loved that game to death. Because, even to this day, licensed tie-in movie games are not usually that great. They're just meh. They're just cash-ins. But that game, oh, it was a bloody good time. I never played it, but I remember a lot of people praising it, saying, if you're tired of God of War, at least you got a Wolverine game that has something equivalent to that. So seeing Insomniac, in a way, echoing that success, they put it into the game. However, despite the hype that the game has, and I assure you that a lot of people have a good faith in Insomniac, but at the same time, those same people, including myself, are very skeptical, and for good reason. Hang on, let me change the screen before I forget. So if you, well, okay, I don't want to get, quote, political, but Spider-Man 2, you ever wonder why that game never got any awards? Remember at the Game Awards? And if you kind of think about it, people talked so much about the first Spider-Man game, right? But I don't often hear people talk about anything great about the sequel. Not even the Miles Morales game. And to back up the issue about Spider-Man 2 is that the game has no DLC whatsoever. And I think it's confirmed that, considering that Insomniac is in full swing with the Wolverine game. And then, Insomniac had like their own issues. Like how apparently on the PC version of the first Spider-Man game, the modders got rid of like some things that were in the game. Like, during Pride Month, there was like rainbows here and there. Some modders decided to remove that. Insomniac was pissed. Some folks were pissed. And then again, just a lot of political stuff. And then people were questioning, like, oh god, the Spider-Man 2, while developed by Insomniac, but another company got involved that basically has been known to ruin a lot of other video game stories. From God of War, Ragnarok, Alan Wake 2, and what was that game again? I was gonna say Mass Effect, but it wasn't Mass Effect. There was like another game. Basically a company that nobody in the world wants to ever deal with. And I guess that might be the reason why people didn't vote Spider-Man 2. Because I guess people knew outside of Insomniac, they knew another third party that helped them. And I guess people just didn't like the story after that. They thought it was meh, which is not great for a sequel. At the very least, a Spider-Man 3 is bound to happen. And Spider-Man Insomniac fans are hoping that that specific third party does not join them. But again, we'll see. As far as Wolverine, though, it looks promising, yes. And I'm sure people on Reddit are are going to, start doing some digging on the internet and probably find some DMs on Insomniac just to make sure that the game is all masculine and, nothing Again, quote unquote political. Otherwise, imagine the disappointment that people will have with Wolverine. It's like, and that's going to be the shame because people, no doubt the gameplay is what pretty much, I want to say, sells on Insomniac's Marvel games, like Spider-Man 1 and 2 and Miles Morales. But in this day and age of the gaming industry, it's easy enough for consumers, fans to look at another angle and be like, oh, Insomniac, are you bootlicking this and that? Oh, why? We're not buying your game. And that's not even the worst part, considering, you know, the price tags of games today. Watch as Wolverine is going to be $100 and Sony is going to, since it is a first party game, Sony is going to justify the pricing and be like, hey, we spent millions of dollars on this game, so you better pay $100 so we get money. And blah. And then people are going to be reminded about how Silksong pretty much proves you don't need overpriced game. You don't need to put a huge price tag on games to make a profit. But that's a whole different argument there. But I digress. It does look good, like I said, and very promising. And I'm just hoping that Insomniac really nails it and does not hold back whatsoever. The blood and gore is one thing that they did not hold back, so that's good. But everything else, let's just hope the rest of the production goes smoothly. Nobody wants to deal with another issue here and there from Insomniac. Anyways, what else was at the State of Play? There was oh, outside of State of Play, that reminds me, I want to check out the RE9 demo. It's weird how the RE9 demo is not on Xbox. It's on Switch too, but not on Xbox? What happened there? That doesn't make sense. Especially if you're at for those who are going to be at Tokyo Game Show. I have a feeling there's going to be an Xbox port there somehow. But that got me curious to think. That got me curious, like thinking, I want to see what the game, how the game runs on PlayStation versus Switch 2. But it's good that Capcom has decided to release a public demo, and I heard it's really short, which no surprise. I mean, yeah. It actually kind of echoes to the RE7 demo, if you remember that. You know, the one that people were like so invested in finding every nook and cranny, finding every secret, and then how Mia was like the supposed like spiritual entity. Oh, that was good. I absolutely loved that at the time when it came out. But as for the RE9 demo, though, I believe it might be the same one that was hands-on recently. I think it was like Gamescom or something, or the Summer Game Fest, or I forgot which event where people got to get hands-on with it. Yeah, so back to the State of Play. What else was there? Well, there were some accessories, of course. There was the God of War 20th anniversary controller, which, you know, I'm not going to judge too hard on the controller things. It was at Gamescom. Oh, okay. It was Gamescom. Yeah, it was like a recent event. There was a recent event. I'm trying to remember where RE9 was playable. Yeah, it was Gamescom. Oh yeah, back to the controller. So yeah, I just don't. I mean, maybe it's just my opinion. I don't get the appeal about buying a controller with like decals and extra stuff. It's like a collector's edition, I get it. But it's just a controller. You're supposed to use it like any other controller, ones that come with the console. But most likely something like that, I can easily picture people would just buy it and just leave it on display. Again, kind of like a collector's kind of item. But does it really justify the price? I mean, even to this day, I question why people, outside of collectors, is it even worth getting? I mean, hey, there's even a Master Chief Seagate external hard drive for your Xbox Series XS. It just has a decal of Master Chief. You're not going to use that. You're not going to put that on display and never use it, right? Otherwise, what's the point? I mean, you have to get extra memory, especially if you bought a Series S that doesn't really have that much memory. I don't know. What else was there? We got a release date for Neo 3, February. I was expecting a March, but February, okay. So, which means I can predict there's going to be a beta, maybe only one beta, just before release. I'm projecting. I was hoping there would be a demo, beta demo for the Tokyo Game Show, but I guess nah. They only savor the demo for those who are going to the event. And then maybe, I don't know when, but probably after Tokyo Game Show, that's when they're going to probably do an open beta. And basically the demo will most likely be the same as Tokyo Game Show. Because you don't just get feedback from just Japanese consumers and those who attended to the TGS. They need to get another beta demo to get one more feedback, one more survey before release. So, hence my point that there's going to be one more beta. And then there's the Dynasty Warriors 3 Complete Edition Remastered. So, I don't know if I said this before, a couple of months back, I think during Summer Game Fest, or maybe it was I think it might have been Gamescom as well. Koei Tecmo teased for the 25th anniversary of Dynasty Warriors. I think it's 25th. If it's 25th, that's crazy. 25 years. Yeah, they teased a while back that there was going to be an HD remastered of one of the Dynasty Warriors classic entries. They didn't hint at all, but the only hint was just it was a classic. So fans, including myself, were predicting Dynasty Warriors 3, 4, or 5. Or even, I guess, 6. But 6, just like Sonic 06, was the black sheep. I don't see any reason for Koei Tecmo to remaster that whatsoever. So, to me, I was like, yeah, that's not a possibility. I dashed that out of the way. And then, so it narrowed down to 3, 4, 5. I was more leaning towards 5. Because I know 5 was kind of like, it's good, but also not too bad. Kind of like mid, but you know, at least there was a little more tech than 3. 4 was unique, though. 4, I've heard a lot of people praise Dynasty Warriors 4, so I thought, yeah, maybe that's a high likely. 3, though, was like another second personal guess, like, because 3 is, in a nutshell, everyone's the what you call it, the in a simple comparison, it's like the Sonic the Hedgehog 2, like the Sega Genesis Sonic the Hedgehog 2, the peak moment of the franchise's history, the entry. And not only that, on a personal level, Dynasty Warriors 3 was the first game that got me into the series, the genre, and the company. So yeah, very nostalgia bait, I guess you can call it that. But I am guilty as charged if anybody says so. And then yeah, as you saw today, it was officially revealed that Dynasty Warriors 3 was getting remastered. Which yes, I am totally down for it. And yeah, that one also has a release date, March 19, so a month after Neo 3, which makes sense because you want to space out your releases. Would I be getting it? Yes. And here's the funny thing: despite calling it a remastered, now unless you've played Dynasty Warriors 3 yourself a long time ago, I don't think it should be considered a remaster. Like, clearly, the gameplay itself looks very modern Dynasty Warriors. And I will tell you in the simplest form, Dynasty Warriors 3 was very stiff. At the time, it was functional, it was playable, but I assure you, as my memory serves me, because I remember playing 3 and 5, I want to say a long time ago, but actually, yeah, a long time ago. Yeah, it felt stiff. And there would normally be only 5 enemies on screen. Or in groups, there would always be just 5 enemies. Whereas in modern Dynasty Warriors, there would be like 7 or 9 troops in one group. So like if you've seen in the mini-map on the battlefield for every Dynasty Warriors game, one circle back then in 3 would mean 5 troops. 5 soldiers in one group. And then, yeah, like I said, 7 or 9 in the later ones. So and they showed it in the trailer too. There was not that many enemies on screen, but the remaster would be like, yeah, no, forget it, man. This is not a one-to-one remaster. This looks like more like a remake than a remastered. I'm not complaining. I think the game company doesn't know the definition of remakes and remastered. To me, that seems more of a remake than a remastered. Like Resident Evil 4 remake is a definition of a remake. Remastered is Resident Evil 4 HD, where they just upscale the graphics, higher resolution, better textures, and different lightings, yes. And maybe better frame rate. So at least to me, that's the definition of a remastered. A remake is when you change graphic engines. Change the graphics completely. I mean, remasters do that too. But remakes, it's kind of like you're adding a whole lot of things, different environments, or improved environments. Think of it like, actually, you know what? The Dynasty Warriors 3 remastered. Well, I'm gonna say it sarcastically, remastered. How it looks like a whole remake of a game. You know what that reminds me of? Halo 2 Anniversary. It's basically that same geometry, but you can like toggle the original graphics and then to the anniversary anytime. It's kind of like that, same geometry, exact dialogue and everything, different graphics, but in the anniversary they just threw in so many I guess graphical assets, environments, like more trees, more bushes here and there, different textures. I guess I should put it in the simplest comparison. Dynasty Warriors 3 Remastered is basically Halo 2 Anniversary, but more, because clearly the geometry, I can tell from when they try to do that little transition comparison between the original Dynasty Warriors 3 to the remastered. You can't tell me with a straight face that's not exactly the same map. Because, 1, there's more troops. 2, aside, other than the fact that the resolution is wide, but have you seen the environment? Does it look anything like the size? Does it look anything just like the original? Character models, on the other hand, again, doesn't even look like they upscaled the models. It's more like Halo Anniversary. It's like they stripped the old textures and slapped in the new. No, you know what? In terms of character models, it's like Ninja Gaiden 2 Black. Like, that game is a remastered, yes, but Team Ninja used Unreal Engine 5, which I know it should not be used, but hey, at least the game runs at 60, which is a proven fact that yes, developers, if they do the homework, they can get Unreal Engine to run at 60. Just saying. But that being said, you can tell the character models look very different. In fact, if you have the original Ninja Gaiden 2 or Sigma 2 or even the Master Collection that has 2, and put the character models next to the Ninja Gaiden Black version, you can definitely see, like I said earlier, all they did was just strip away the old textures of the model and replace them with, yeah, Unreal Engine updated graphics. So I don't know, Dynasty Warriors. I'm just kind of like, I don't know what a proper wording is for it, but I'm just like unsure. Is it a remake or a remastered, or is a bit of both? And does it matter? More or less, not really, and kind of yeah, because clearly the gameplay itself is not like the original, and you can see that because, well, considering that there are more troops now on the screen, yeah, of course you're gonna have to update the gameplay to, you know, blow away tons of enemies. Excuse me, because I can assure you, the classic Dynasty Warriors moves list, yeah, it's a crowd. Some moves are crowd control, blown away combos, but it probably wouldn't do much. It wouldn't suffice enough to take out, say, 9 soldiers or more on screen. Well, maybe for certain characters. And I'm not sure what that last second teaser was. Like, who's the red ribbon thing? So, and see, another point why I'm confused, like, conflicted, I guess I should say. I think that's the word. Like, it's a remastered, but are they adding a new character? Because why would they tease 2 red, the twin red ribbon? It's like implying there's going to be a new character in a remastered. You don't do, normally you don't really do that unless it's like a cut content. Maybe it could be that, because, you know, sometimes in remasters, some cut content would actually find their way into the remasters where they couldn't be in the original. So, in any case, I'm looking forward to more details. Maybe Koei Tecmo will reveal a little bit more details on that during TGS. Because yeah, they do have a panel this week, I believe. They're gonna talk about Neo 3. For now, they're only gonna talk about Neo 3, Ninja Gaiden 4, and there was like only 3 games, but they did recently updated their schedule, talking about 25th anniversary for Dynasty Warriors. So I think they used this state of play to just get it out, you know, reveal the one more thing on their end before their panel begins. So good marketing PR stunt, I guess, for Koei Tecmo. But I'm waiting for that. I'm waiting for that open beta for Neo 3. I want more. The alpha was pretty good. In fact, it was more or less lengthy, but afterwards it just felt kind of shorthanded. Like it made me want more. Anyways, oh yeah, going back to Sonic Racing. Yes, if you had the digital deluxe or pre-order it or something, I think now the game is available for early access. Now, personally, I'm kind of like more or less against early access games. I would rather wait for like when the game officially comes out on its public release date. Because normally that's when day one patches are thrown in, right? In this case, you don't get Hatsune Miku, which, yeah. But I mean, that's not the reason why I wouldn't get it right now. Because I'm still skeptical about the $100 price tag, and is it really worth getting the digital deluxe? And plus, it's no rush, really. And yeah, no, I just had to remind myself that I had to get it on Xbox since Switch 2 edition comes at a later date. And no, I'm not double dipping on a $100 game. No, thank you. When you get it once on one console, you gotta commit to it. Just a shame, though. I would have loved it if I had it on Switch 2. That way, I could rub it in on Nintendo's face and say, I got Sonic Racing first before Mario Kart. Anyways. Oh, sorry. What else was at the thingamajig? Oh, hang on. It's hot. I'm feeling hot. Summer hasn't officially escaped us just yet. Oh, I just want the fall season to come now. Please. I'm so over with 25 degrees Celsius temperatures. It's the worst. Anyways, yeah. Yeah, I can't remember what else was at the thing. Well, there was a Battlefield 6 single player trailer. Excuse me. For what it's worth. Oh, the PlayStation Classic Catalog has added in Soul Calibur 3, which, give me a second. Actually, I want to check that out. And that's more or less kind of a big deal for Soul Calibur fans, because if you need to be reminded, Soul Calibur 3 was only exclusive to PlayStation 2. Well, I'd say that, but there's also, it also did come onto arcades. And I can say that in full confidence because a long time ago, I was at Korea one time, and I saw an arcade cabinet of Soul Calibur 3. But what was weird was the text was in Japanese for some reason. And Tekken 3, yeah. But I just want to confirm about something about Soul Calibur 3. Soul Calibur. Because it says it's on the PlayStation catalog, classic catalog, which means, and this is what confuses me about that PlayStation catalog. Either you need the premium or you don't, because there are some classics you can just buy off rather than subscribe to a subscription just to play the classics. All right, no, it doesn't show it here. Maybe on the new releases? I tried typing the name, but it doesn't show up. New games for me. Silk Song. Oh, you shouldn't have. But I already have Silk Song, Sony. No, not here. Maybe I need to look at the PlayStation Plus section. Cooperative, competitive, cozy, best of PlayStation. Ew, Assassin's Creed. Ew, Ubisoft Plus. me see if maybe it's here. Wait, did they even say it was out? Or later? Or was it next month? It's weird how the PS2 games here. It's PS2, yes, but I think even gamers could tell this is some of these PS2 games on the PlayStation catalog here that I'm looking at. Some of them are directly emulations of the original, and then you have ones that are clearly just straight off of the PSP version. They put the entire Sly Cooper trilogy in here, but not as one collection. Hey, Sony, you have a Sly trilogy HD collection and God of War HD collection, Ratchet and Clank HD collection, and Jak and Daxter is the only game that has an HD collection for PS4. Everything else, it's like Sony just completely forgot they even exist. Even if you told them that they exist, they'll probably make an excuse and say, we can't emulate PS3 games on directly on PlayStation 4, so sorry. Yeah, from I remembered, from the technical point of view, something about PS3 games having some weird emulation that makes it difficult for Sony to port them. Yet they could port PS2 and PSP and PS1 games no problem, but PS3, oh boy, I bet I bet some of the Sony engineers regretted making the PS3 as it is. Okay, yeah, I cannot. Oh, here it is. Oh, you need a premium? Well, that's stupid. No, wait, no, this is essential. But then why is it labeled as premium? Wait, hang on, this doesn't make sense. Well, no, these are PS1 classics. Twisted Metal. Well, at least you can purchase PS1 games. Did I not get? I swear I got Toy Story. Oh, no, I didn't. Toy Story 2 specifically. Okay, well, no, it's not here. Hang on a second. Soul Calibur 3. Did they? I think it's not available now, right? It's going to be later, right? Or next month? Because usually the classic catalog updates every month or so, right? I mean, hey, at least I could download the original Resident Evil 2 for free. I think it's because I own Resident Evil 2 on my PSP. Yep, that's why. Wow. I mean, yeah, under the same account, yes, that's why. But yes, a long time ago, back in the PS3, PSP days, I bought RE2. I think I bought it first on PS3, and then when I got the PSP, I was like, oh, I could play PS1 games on my PSP. Cool. And then yeah, the same thing happened when for the Vita. If you had the Vita, PSP games, PS1 games, you can re-download them on the Vita. But this time with analog controls. Problem is I suck at the original RE2 because it's hard. They give you tons of ammo, yet the zombies are bullet sponges. And I really, really could not get past anything in the classic. That's how bad I was with Resident Evil 2. And yet, so Silent Hill 1, outside of the puzzles, I didn't really had an issue with that game. Where is it? Oh, there was a yeah, that's right. They showed off a new trailer for Code Vein 2, and that's out January. You know what Bandai Namco needed? Even though they had Elden Ring and Dark Souls, yes, they needed an anime adaptation of the Soul genre. Here it is, classic catalog. I'm like scrolling through their live stream trying to find it. Yeah, no, never mind. It says it coming soon for premium. So, which means, and since it's a PS2 game, that means I could actually get it, right? PS2, PS1. Let me just see as an example. Like if I try to get Indiana Jones and the Staff of Kings on PS2, $7.99. Okay, so I can, well, in a way, buy, own it. Well, yeah, yes, I know. Before some smart ass tells me, yeah, I know digital purchase doesn't mean you own the game. It's different. Physical copies is where you own it. Yes, I am fully aware of that. But I try not to dwell on it. Anyways, yeah, so okay, that's good. So when Soul Calibur 3 comes out, well, assuming the price tag, either it's gonna be, no, most likely it's gonna be just like Jack and Daxter here, 13.49. And you know what? It's gonna be a rare cause because again, it's a game, a buried treasure game that Bandai Namco for some reason doesn't want to remaster or port. But I guess this is now your only one and only way to get it, and you would need to own a PlayStation console, just like the old days. How the original, how it was for the game itself. Soul Calibur 3 was only a PlayStation exclusive. Wow, they even ported Star Wars: The Clone Wars. This game was is more or less like akin to what's that game? Rogue Squadron, right? I played the shit out of this game. It was fun. I could get it for only $6.99, but hey, man, Sega Racing is coming out soon. They even have GTA 3, the definitive edition, but yeah, no, I'm good. And if I want Jack and Daxter, I'd rather get the HD collection, which again, there is the HD collection is on PS4, PS5, and meanwhile, Sly Cooper 1, 2, 3 separately have they have their HD games, but no, Sony decided to go with the bare minimum or the original, which I'm sure a lot of people would argue and say, nah, that's fine. We don't need an HD. Is that how Zelda fans feel when they tell you just play the original Majora's Mask instead of the 3DS? I don't know. Anyways, what else was at the State of Play? State of Play. Actually, wait, that was like the reason why I opened up my phone. Oh, they didn't show this at the State of Play, but Arc Knights, their newest game, Arc Knights Enfield. Yeah, it was already announced that it was gonna come to PlayStation as well. Yeah, it's another gotcha. and still no release date. Man, these companies gotta stop doing it. Like, hey, at least Genshin had a release date when it initially was revealed, right? Or maybe in the second trailer. No, it was in the I think it was in the first or second state of play where Genshin was revealed, and hey, Hoyoverse had a release date. Meanwhile, all these other gacha games are like, hey, check out this amazing CGI story trailer with some gameplay footages and no release date. Ha 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 ha. But please wishlist our game right now. And we'll tell you, oh yeah, it says it right there, wishlist now. Okay, but no release date? This is like the third, fourth trailer they have put up with no release date. And there's been like 3-4 month gaps between those, I believe. Or even one whole year and no estimate. No release date, no estimate whatsoever. Look, I know game developers need to take time, but they need to know where the line is drawn. When you show too much of this trailer, that trailer, you know your fans, I'm sure they're aware, but maybe the higher ups don't. Maybe some folks within the company, in this case Arc Knights, I don't know who it is, maybe they are just not aware, like are people really that desperate for a release date? Or maybe they did it on purpose just for the sake of hype. Rage bait, clickbait, I don't know. Oh, come on. I didn't even need to look at the stream. Sony just put it up the trailer for the classic catalog. Like the segment. They cut it out from their stream and put it in here. 1 minute and 25 seconds. Alan Wake 2. Okay, well, I'm skipping that one. At least, hey, it's free. As long as I subscribe to PS Plus. And of course, The Last of Us Part 2. Oh, yes. Oh, the game that did not deserve any wins whatsoever. It got so many awards as much as Peter Jackson's and his Lord of the Rings Return of the King. But people justified it, and they didn't complain about Peter Jackson getting all the rewards. I mean, hey, I loved it. I love Return of the King. Nearly the longest movie. I felt that might have been the longest in Avengers Endgame, right? Especially if you bought the extended editions. Anyways, yeah, Last of Us. Hey, at least it's free. Maybe down the road I might try it. And yeah, most likely my reaction will be the same as everybody else's. Ellie should have killed, what's the other girl's name? Abby or something? Sheesh. And the way how they killed off Joel. Even the HBO live action one did not make things any better. It just made things worse. So bad? I guess Sony should have realized this is how you're not gonna get people to buy your game. Because it should be the opposite effect. You're supposed to have if you have a live action series, movie, whatever, it's supposed to help upsell the game that the show is named after. But when you remind people of why you hated it in the first place, yeah. Yeah, no. You're just causing the opposite effect. Okay. Nope, that's it. Not everything else was. I think there was also like not a direct sequel, but like another game of that's based on the world of Returnal. And yeah, I've heard that game got so much praise, so much love. A bullet hell roguelike game. So, hey, good on the devs to make a successor, I should say. Not, I can't call it a sequel. I mean, the name is different, but it's pretty much the same universe, right? What was I gonna do now? Like, I'm pretty much now done yapping. Anyways, I got Orphe. I had to reach all the way to my the guaranteed, and yeah, it was not a pity. It was a 50-50. But even if I lost my 50-50, I still would have enough. I think, or maybe close. But that's fine. I got lucky because that means I get to stock up on more polychromes for the next 2 characters. And if you remember, I did mention who they are, and yeah, one of them is a lady with tentacles, purple tentacles, and she loves it. And she has a hammer. And apparently she is the same element type as Miyabi, Frostburn, which is nice. And I think she's a attack type, attack frostbite, a Frostburn. 2.3 is in October. Yeah. The unfortunate part is that we have to wait almost 2.5 weeks since I guess Hoyoverse decided to they probably needed more development time for ZZZ. Just as a quick reminder, yeah, Genshin is still like for each banner it's always like every 2 weeks. But for ZZZ, initially that was how it went down, but I guess since around 2.1, I guess their team needed 2.5 more weeks. But it's still, technically speaking, it's still like a new update will still roll out every month. It's just that the banners now feel more length in time to roll, which is good and also kind of bad because it's like if you wanted to get this character but they're in phase 2, sorry, but you're gonna have to wait like 2.5 weeks. And the same could be said about like A rank agents. It's like, oh, really? You put that character in phase 2 and not phase 1? And then there will be a moment, not if, there will be a moment where you're going to be in a split dilemma. Like, you wanted this character S rank to be in the second banner, phase 2 banner, but there's an A rank agent that you want in phase 1, and it happened to Genshin, and it's like you don't want that S rank character, you just want the A1 in phase 1. And then the worst part is that if you get the S rank in phase 1, oops, there goes your 50-50 or even worse, your pity, because you want to save that pity for the character you really wanted in phase 2, and it's like, oh geez, there goes your whole polychromes. And even worse is the reruns. If there was a character you wanted to get from the rerun, especially if you're a new player to the game, that's tripling it down. Not double, triple. But at least the A ranks are the same for both banners. But the point still stands. So it's kind of like you have to decide whether or not you want to, how you want to, which banners to pull for sure. And if you're a W engine collector, well, hey, guess what? That's quadrupling it down. Whether it's the new W engines or a rerun. But hey, at least you don't have to worry about the Bang Boo ones. Whenever there's a new one, at least you get to freely select the chosen Bang Boo. And I feel like there is no 50-50s in this one, I swear. It's like whoever you pick, it's guaranteed. I mean, yeah, because they're bang boos, collectibles, easy. But it's the characters, obviously, that Hoyoverse banks on. Yeah, you could say it's cruel when gotcha banners do this and that, but that's the nature. It's intended. You don't have to imagine hard to be in the shoes of the developers and be like, yeah, let's do this on purpose. Or unless you're the generous type, your company is a generous type, and you're like, okay, no, let's have these two together in one banner and such. Not this. I mean, yeah, I guess it depends on Hoyoverse's case, like what mood they're in. At least I imagine that. Maybe they'll play fair, or other times maybe they won't. And I can tell you with experience that there are days like that where Hoyoverse does play ball, play fair with their banners, and other times it just feels unfair. And it's not just me, of course. A lot of the Genshin community feels the same way. It's like we all have this synergy. The community has a synergy where they look at a banner and say, "Okay, that's good," and other days, WTF. It's like, oh man. But if you're a whale player, oh yeah, of course, yeah, you do with what you want with your money. But oh man, you gotta put something on the plate, on the dinner table. Sometimes. I'm just saying. I mean, hey, at least sometimes some gotcha games do tell you, you know, spend responsibly. Otherwise, otherwise, you're gonna get some unwanted attention from country leaders and such. I mean, from what I remember, Germany completely banned EA games because how FIFA has all this gotcha and such. And boy, oh boy, what an embarrassing shit show that EA had when they tried to defend their case. It's called a surprise mechanic, Your Honor. A surprise, right? All right. Shoot, but I want to save my batteries for tomorrow. Because if I spend it now, I'm gonna basically mess up the routine that I have with this game. I was kind of like thinking I want to do it, but not only that, I'm already like low on Denny's. Very low. I'm no longer in the millions. But there is another way I could get Denny's. Let me go back to the outpost for a second. Casper, because this thing resets a week from now. A week. You know what? No, maybe I should wait it out. Yeah, because I was thinking I want to spend every single of my Z merit points, but then, nah, then I wouldn't be able to get all the other goodies. And I guess the same could be said about this one. Yeah. That's fine. Okay, yeah, no, I'll wait it out. Rather than pondering, thinking about it, and put myself in a dilemma, I rather should be on the menu and, see the reality. Like, is it a good idea or not? And there's one thing I did not mention. I think it was in the last update. Not this update, the previous one, or the one before it. Weekly bosses can now be replayed. And, like, if you needed the materials, because you know how it's only 3 times a day, which sucks. Because, I mean, um, what was that game? Honkai Star Rail does that too, but at least they give you 3 drops of the boss material. ZZZ on the other hand, you only get 1. And no, even if you fought these bosses on the highest difficulty, it does not increase the drop. You're only given 1, which is dumb. So dumb, in fact, I guess it kind of aligns. There's a reason for that because of, I don't know, wait, hang on. 2, 3, no, never mind, I take it back. No, you need a total of, how many? 2, 4, 6, 9. Yeah, you need 9 for D, E, and F. And considering you only get 3 per week, yeah, I know that sounds dumb. But now the Hoyoverse ZZ team realized, oh boy, we did a stupid, so let's fix that. And they did. So even if you completed the weekly boss 3 times, guess what? Now you can turn on, with R3, you can turn on, what's it called again? Pursuit to the Depths. You can replay the weekly bosses freely at the cost of 60 batteries. And no, yeah, you're still only going to get 1 drop and some other goodies. But bottom line is, you can fight weekly bosses anytime of the day. 3 times is no longer the limit. It's just that in your first 3 times, whenever it resets every Monday, it does not require any batteries whatsoever. That's the difference. So, like, just as a broken record, I'll say again, every Monday, the weekly boss challenges reset. Your first 3 attempts will always be free, but when you activate the Pursuit to the Depths, which is R3, like, it'll tell you, like, yeah, you want to do this, you want to consume batteries, say yes. Now you can spend 60, as much as you want until you run out, and then you can do it again the next day, so that way you can grind as much as you want on the weekly bosses. This is how the ZZZ team made up for their mistake. Because if you look at Genshin, yeah, Genshin, they don't give you that many drops, but at least it's more than 1. And yeah, you can only attempt the same boss once, but you can fight them again, but your second attempt will not drop anything, because the game knows you already fought this boss once in the week time frame you're in. But anyways, yeah, they fixed that problem. And this is why Hoyoverse, they listen to their fans. Or at least I'm assuming that they listened, or they realized they made a big oopsie. Just like how, if you remember a long time ago, characters all shared 1 ultimate. Remember that? It was the worst. Honestly, you know, when you think about it in hindsight, I think even Hoyoverse would admit that was like the dumbest idea they had. And it took them a couple of months later to realize, oh, you know what? No. I think every character, just like in Genshin and Honkai, should have their own ultimate meter. So, thank God, because it's like, back then when it was only 1 ultimate shared altogether, you had to decide, or most likely you would only give that ult to the offensive type characters, whether they be anomaly or attack characters, right? And then, you know, it's like, then you're never going to see the supers performed by supports and stun characters, because, you know, then that makes them less important. So I guess that alone probably is what they realized. Oh no, we made a big stupid. we gotta fix that. And it's funny, really, considering how the game had closed betas before release, but only on PC. No, there was a closed beta even on Xbox. But as far as I remember, on the PlayStation, there was no closed beta for this game. It was only like a PC exclusive at the time. Yeah, it's funny how nobody addressed that. Not even the fans, like they ever gave that feedback. Well, in any case, at least they fixed that issue. And, you know, now the game is getting better and better. They're making it really convenient. Just like with the weekly bosses, like I said earlier. So, that's good. A stun or a support? Oh. Excuse me. So just a quick demonstration. And yeah, I know there's a trial that you can play right now with the new characters. But I will just give out my demonstration, my somewhat of understanding on Orphe. So, as you saw, or if you were able to see that, while I was like going through the menu, Orphe is, she's attack, right? I'm pretty sure she's attack. Yeah, fire attack. So she prioritizes on stats, stat-wise, you have attack, energy recharge, crit rate, crit damage. Now, yes, that does sound pretty much straightforward compared to, say, Soldier 11. Same thing, attack, crit rate, crit damage. That sounds like they're the offensive type. However, that is actually not the case for Orphe. You can still put her up on the front lines and fight, but that is not where she shines. Her real moment to shine is actually her tagging style. So like that. So every now and then she'll just drop in, drop out to assist you on the attack. Trigger is also that type of character as well. I think they call it Aftershock. The thing about her tag-in drops, or I should really call it Aftershock. She will drop in and automatically use her her super meter. I'll call it super meter. Hence why earlier you saw from her main stats, one of the stats highlighted was energy recharge. And there's a good reason, because as you can see below the character mugshot, their profile picture, she has like her own dedicated meter. A lot of characters lately have been having those. So what that is, when I'll call it a signature meter, is filled up, hold the X special attack to initiate it. And no, it will not cost her actual X super meter when you do that. Activating it when her signature meter is not filled, or is not in the recommended level. Yeah, just pressing the X attack will just fill it up. There is another way how she can fill it up too, which I think you saw earlier. Oh good, she has a parry, I didn't know that. Another way she could fill up that meter is when she does her Aftershock. Every few seconds she'll just pop in. She'll fill up her signature meter. But this is something to keep in mind of. When she does do that and she has enough X meter, she will spend it. Which is not really a good thing. I mean, it depends on the situation. I don't know, maybe it's just me. I'm like the conservative type of player, gamer, where I like to save my super meters and energy, you know? It's like saving my MP in like RPG games. Don't use it unless you really need to. Oh, she can also tag in, manually tag in a assist during that fire beam. So whether when she's doing her aftershock thing, whether she has meter X meter or not, she will dive in and attack. The difference, I guess, the one where she doesn't spend meter, she'll just do like a basic. But if she has enough meter, she'll do her aftershock tag in, but more advanced. Does like an advanced technique. Regardless, it both ways, meter or X meter or not, it fills up her signature meter. Also, hold on, let me just try that again. Ah, okay, yeah. But since she is attacked, you can freely use her like how most normal attack characters. I think it's just that benefits her playstyle. You can use her on the offense, and she can also tag in and assist you. Unlike, actually, does Trigger ever come down? No, Trigger does not come down unless she fills up her signature meter. Right? Hold on. Yeah, she does. But I think it does more if... Yeah, when you use your X meter. So compare to Trigger. No, Orphe can just drop in, drop out anytime, no matter the X meter. Trigger, on the other hand, is one of those cases where she needs her signature meter to even do the aftershock assist. So yeah, like I said, she's pretty much the best of both worlds. You can use her on the offense, and she could provide assistance. But just keep in mind, when she has enough X meter, she will come in and use it, and just so she can significantly fill up her signature meter. So if you're thinking about thinking about filling up her X meter before she spends it all herself, yeah, just put her on the front line, fill it up. Or to efficiently refill the X meter, the disk drives. Yeah, remember those? Which I don't. This is not the type that that has the energy recharge. Who has it? Oh yeah, this drive specifically. What is it called? Swing Jazz. You like jazz? Well, I hope you do, because if you have a 2-piece set, character then gets a energy recharge of 20% more. And then what does the 4-piece set? Launching a chain or ultimate increases all squad members' damage by 15%. Ah, that's something I gotta remind myself to say something. My piece about this versus a new updated version. At least I'm gonna call it that. But anyways, yeah, I chose crit damage because, yeah, I mean, she's an offense, and what was it? I think one of her passive skill has something to do with how she passively gets crit rate increase, anyways. So then, if she's gonna get, if she automatically or passively gets increase of crit rate, then yeah, you're better off just giving her crit damage. Or at least a 2-piece set. Although, I still, for that fourth set, fourth slot, I chose crit, the main stats I chose for crit rate because I wanted to at least get a over 50% chance of launching the crit damage. But the choice is yours, people. You could, for that fourth slot for the disk drive, you can choose crit rate or crit damage, but I'm sure you're all gonna choose crit damage. Hey, don't be judging. Let people play the game how they like it. As of now, no, she just came out, so there's no data right now. I imagine 2 days from now, there will be player data on what disk drives people are recommending. Or you could just go up on YouTube and you'll already see all the recommendations. Speaking of which, that's like another thing I gotta touch on. But anyways, yep, that is how Orphe and Magnus plays. Magnus is the name of her robotic tail. So if you're interested, if you need another offensive attack fire type character aside of 11, or hey, both is nice option to have, then yeah, you can gotcha if you wish. You can get her if you can, or if you know you're at your pity, then hey, even better. And once again, like I said, despite being an offense character, she does have that unique ability, the aftershock, where she just drops in to assist. So that's like a big surplus that pretty much normally most offensive characters do not have. So, choice is yours. Oh, right, I guess, well, actually, ironically, since there is another offense fire type rerun, Evelyn. I would say Evelyn's pretty much straightforward as well, but she also has her own signature meter. At least it's not rocket science. I mean, neither is Orphe. Speaking of which, hang on. Just on a personal note, I just need to check. Why? Whoops. Why did I not choose this? Landing a crit hit on the enemy with a basic dodge or X increases the equipper's attack by 9% for 6 seconds. The buff duration for different skills are calculated separately. But is 6 seconds even worth it? Where is this? Fire damage, and then upon hitting a burning enemy, the equipper's crit rate increases 28% for 8 seconds. Whoops. What am I doing? I activated a filter. Wait, say that again. Crit rate is increased by 28%. Then what the heck did I do? Oh, no, I did crit damage. Oh, okay, that's why. 2-piece of this only gives 8%. And she's at 59. Do I dare try to do a slight rework? because that other piece that was in the recommendations, this one, the same one that Orphe has, 2-piece increases crit damage by 16%. It would still be above 8%. I mean 50%. But then I would have to I have to lose this and get a crit damage. I'll have to think about that for my time, but I think I might change that. Yeah. Or wait, hang on, let's see this. No, none of these, the substats are not crit rate, so it won't change outside of the minus 8%. Yeah, it won't change anything, so that's good. Yeah, I'll probably just do that at my own time. Now, the thing that I wanted to address that I think might be, I mean, depends on player to player, but I think there is a new disk drive that could be a game changer for most, if not all, support type characters. So let me just go to the Bardic Needle. Because yes, as of this update, there is a new disk drive that caters mostly to all support characters. In fact, I've already got one support character that dons the new disk drive. And that disc is this one, Moonlight Lullaby. So the 2-piece bonus is similar to this one. It gives the character 20% more faster energy regeneration. But it's the 4-piece that gets me. So first off, the what's it called? Swing Jazz says launching a chain attack, like you know when you fully stun an enemy and then you can like do a chain attack, swap a character, they jump in and they do their heavy attacks. That's a chain attack. Or if they use their ultimate, increases all squad members' damage by 15% for 12 seconds. It's not stackable, unfortunately. Whereas this, when the equipper is a support character and uses their X or their ult, no, not a chain, just using their X or ult, the damage dealt by all squad members increases by 18% for 25 seconds. But it doesn't say like, here it says, is it the same thing? Wait, increases all squad damage by 15. Increases all damage dealt by all squad members increases by 18. The wording sounds different, but it's like sounds the same to me. This is why I might sound kind of conflicted, but to me it sounds like this offers more. It has the same effect, but it offers more damage. Plus, look at it. It's like the damage dealt by all squad members increases by 18% for 25 seconds, whereas this, you only get 15 for 12 seconds. And plus, this is not stackable. Whereas this, it says on the last sentence, repeated triggers reset the duration. Oh, but you can't stack it as well. But at least you can reset the duration. The only problem right now this game lacks is that there's no UI that tells you if you have it, which is weird. I don't know why. I mean, I guess they're working on it. Either way, I think this benefits, like I said, this benefits every single support type characters. Especially, let's say, who is it? Nicole. Think about it. Nicole's playstyle, her X attack, I think. Is it her Wait, is it her X or is it only ult? Well, either or, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, no, X, special, chain, or ultimate. Wait, Wait, no. After hitting an enemy with a special X, Nicole can reload, enhancing her basic attack. When her enhanced bullets or energy field hits an enemy, their target's defense reduces by 40%. Which again, the UI does not tell you if the enemy has it, or maybe I turned off minimized the UI. I don't know. But yeah, try to take Nicole for example. Passively, she can reduce an enemy's defense. And then, in addition, if you decide to change that disk drive to Moonlight Lullaby, enemies get a debuff of their defense. Your whole squad gets a buff of attack. So that's why, hence why I would say if you have a support class that might need a little rework, or if you're in the middle of grinding for their disk drive, why not give this one a shot? The two-piece, again, shares the same bonus as the Swing Jazz. The only difference is the amount, the length, and how you get that buff. Swing Jazz, to get it, you have to do a chain attack or ult. Chain attack, again, can only happen when you stun an enemy. But compare that to Moonlight Lullaby. You don't need to do that. You can just activate a character's X special attack. Use their X meter. And yeah, if the character is a support, which most likely you're going to use this on a support anyways, then that's more easier. Everybody gets a buff. And again, 18%, it's 3 more percent, and it's lasts 25 seconds. This only lasts for 12 seconds. So, I haven't seen anybody address this yet, but to me, this sounds like a must-have for support characters. Except for... Wait. Well, I guess except for Astra, right? Yeah, except for Astra. Astra is a support character, but she does not benefit from that. She has her own disk drive. Literally a disk drive that is colored after her microphone. So, yeah. Don't include her on that one. Meanwhile, actually, hang on. I wonder if this is stackable. Oh wait, probably not, right? The attack increases double up to a max. This buff attack. Okay, maybe not Sukaku. Because it did say that anything... Wait, hang on a second. There. Passive effects of the same name do not stack. Okay, wait. Yeah, see, no, this is probably why I said this might benefit some, not all. No, I take back, if I said all, I take that back. Because based on Sukaku's passive, she provides an attack buff. That's the thing. With her X, and yeah, even her chain and ult. Passive effects of the same... Interesting. Because isn't that like doubling it down? Sukaku's passive and then this. But the Swing Jazz has... whatever. I mean, hey, it's a recommendation by everybody, so maybe it is stackable? Probably not. Yes, no, maybe it's separate. Well, any other support class that benefits this? I say Rina, but now that I need to take a second look. No, Rina's passive only gives everybody a penetration ratio, except for her. So no, she benefits from the Moonlight disk drive. Just activate her X, Penetration ratio is how much percentage of your damage that ignores the enemy's defense. Yeah, that's and yeah, as of now, Rena is the only character that specializes in penetration ratio. Meaning, if you needed a character that gives you a buff that ignores enemy's defense, she's the only one who can do that for you. That's probably why she's only in this standard permanent banner. But anyways, yeah. Any other support? No, that's it. So I guess no, I don't need to do. I don't need to do that. I don't know. Well, whoops. Oh yeah, that's right. This is another new thing I wanted to point out. So you know how like in Genshin, they even show you the recommended weapons. Well, in this update, they finally did the same thing in this game. Now they can tell you which W engine is best for the character, based on player data, of course. $59, yeah, but I changed it, so I'm committed to it. Hey, even though I do say you could follow the player data, but you don't always have to. As long as you understand the character's passive abilities and, you know, does the disk drive equipment or artifact in Genshin's case benefit the characters. So in that sense, I guess Nicole would need a rework then. Maybe she would benefit for sure with the that new Moonlight Lullaby disk drive. What about Yuzuha? Tanuki Wish grants an attack increase equal to 40% to a maximum of 1000, increases damage dealt. So no? So, oh no, it even shows here 16% of players are using it. But it's the same sort of passive thing, no? Passive effects of the same name do not stack. Passive effect of the same name do not stack. It's just the way how you execute it to get the attack buff is different. Slightly different. Moonlight, you need to do an X or Alt. Swing Jazz, you have to do a chain attack or Alt. Swing Jazz has a shorter duration, 50%. Moonlight is 18%, but lasts 25 seconds. Plus, you can reset it every time you use another X attack. Maybe these 16% of people are just like trying to experiment. You know what? I think I could do the same for Yuzuha. But then the fact that mastery. Well, that's another grind session to go for, but one thing at a time, because I need to deal with Orphe. Orphe, she needs her passive core filled up. Skill is almost there. I usually stop at 11, but I want to save my Denny's for the remaining ones here. Also, holy smokes, Orphe, I just realized not only... Well, no, the steel horn is what I know, but the pointy ears are that long. Dang. Anyways, so there's that. Some additional changes, additional stuff, and yeah, a new disk drive that does support certain. I guess I should say it like that. Certain support class, but the choice is yours. You can still, if you've already equipped the swing jazz, you can stick with that, or if you think you might want to do a slight little change, the Moonlight Lullaby is another choice. And then yeah, like I said about the W engines, the game now offers recommendations on what W engine is best for the character, just like Genshin's weapons recommendations. And then yeah, if you want to pull for Orphe, I'd say it's up to you. If you need another attack character, fire attack, and yeah, Orphe's playstyle, she can be played on the front lines on the offense, and she can also help on the side where she just jumps in with her aftershock ability. Which, by the way, hang on. What does that do exactly? The 4-disc piece? Upon hitting an enemy with an aftershock or dash attack, if the damage dealt aligns with the equipper's attribute, the equipper gains 1 stack of a buff effect at most once per use of a skill. For each stack, the equipper's attack increases 4% and crit rate increases 4%. The effect can stack up to 3 times, so 4 times 3, 12% in total. And lasts for 15 seconds. Repeater triggers reset the duration. Okay. But there's still, like, absolutely, as far as I can tell, no signs of when that duration ever ends. Or if it's even triggered. But, okay. That, or you could also try to gotcha for Evelyn. In fact, I might as well do a quick demonstration. Just a quick one. And then, what time is it? Oh, okay, then I guess I should call it a night after that. Evelyn support her, what do you call that? Additional ability. When character in your squad is a stun or a support. Chain attack and ult increases by 30% when Evelyn's crit rate is at or above 80%. The damage multiplier for her chain increases 125. Yeah, that I cannot get 80%. I guess that's why that fire disc that she has is what benefits. Why it's recommended to have a 4-piece set. But yeah, stun. I need another stun. Simple. And then just for fun. Just to trigger, because in order to trigger that 4-piece bonus that Evelyn has currently, the one that benefits for fire users, the target has to be on fire, right? And then that's how it goes. Upon hitting it, yeah, a burning enemy. So make sure you have at least a fire anomaly in your team. Somebody who can initiate fire attribute. Increases 28%. Oh wait, actually at the current, oh wait, no, I'm gonna reduce that from 58 to 59 to 51. Doing the math. Uh, 51 plus 28. No, it's not gonna be 80%. Shit. unless the substats for the 5th and 6th and 4th slot, I get a crit rate on one of those. Yeah, we'll see. I will see. That's my problem to deal with. So there is a bit of a complex thing that Evelyn has, where you can see that she ensnares the enemy with her, what do you call that? Thread? String? Oh, okay, no, I see. When she ensnares the enemy with that, when you switch to a different character, she'll just dive in and assist. But she only do it once. Not like the same way as Orphe and other characters that have like aftershock. So that's like one passive thing she does. Switch to another character, she'll dive in, tighten the fiber wire. I guess I'll call it fiber wire. As for her signature meter that you see, just like Orphe and the other new characters. So it builds up when you just normally do attacks. Once it fills up, either 50% or 100, if you hold the basic attack, she'll spend said meter, and then it'll fill up another little gauge next to it that glows that you see there. When it's at full 3, hold the normal attack again, she'll do that. So yeah, pretty much straightforward. And again, her X attack, it fills up the meter at least 50%. And again, to get that 1 arrow, 2 arrow, 3 arrow, yep, that meter has to be a 50% above. And then hold the, again, hold the normal attack. Let's see how much damage it does when it's on fire. Burn! Okay, no. He died too fast. Which one's the big guy? No, not... Actually, no, you suffice. You will suffice. I have somewhat of a new play style. Hey, there was no flash. There was supposed to be a flash. You lie! Oh yeah, the ult also does that too. It also can fill up the meter 100%. My new playstyle, rather than standing stunned to just stun enemies and then just rely on the chain attacks to swap, I learned that stun characters fill up that stun gauge a little more efficiently when you do the character swap thing. And if in this case, if Ambi has enough meter, I can just spend that when I swap her back in. So the meter, the stun gauge fills up efficiently. In fact, actually, how much stun gauge does it fill up? 13 now versus... Well, of course, yeah, X is going to do a lot. Oh, that's 13. What is that like with other characters when they block that? 6. Really? Well, that's actually scaled on another stat, impact. Imagine if this game had air combos. I'm pretty sure nobody would stick their foot on the ground. Have you seen Devil May Cry combo videos? Some folks prefer to stay up. Gotta remind myself I can't be too trigger happy with doing that. The parry swap in, because yeah, can only do that 6 times. How much do you think Bernice's can fill up stun? 5. I see. See, this is why having a stun is good. Plus, if the enemy has a piece that you can break that can cause inflict, you know, what's that thing called? Impaired? Like when you break a piece of the enemy's parts. I believe stun characters have that benefit. Especially when you try to parry their attacks.
최선의 방어를 위해 위협을 완전히 제거한다.
Gotta deliver that crit damage. Okay, I see. Or there you go. That's Evelyn's playstyle. Pretty straightforward, simple. She can also dive in and assist with that little snare where she strings her enemy, but it only happens when You string it manually, or I think she can also do it during her ult or X attack. So, the choice is yours. Orphe or Evelyn. Both are fire types, attack type characters. But they have their own unique playstyle. Whichever tickles your fancy. Yeah, it's getting late now. There's just one more little interesting fact that I recently discovered a while back. Did you know, during development of this game, there was one character, only one character, that they used as a basis for everybody else. So, you know, when it came to play testing characters' animations, their fighting style, guess who that one character was during playtesting? It was Ambi. Hence, and not only that, that's why the team chose Ambi to be the face of the game. Like if you notice, like in the whether you have the game on your mobile device or PlayStation, you notice like they have like like on game phones they have like those little icons. Yeah, who is it? In Genshin they have Paimon. Honkai they have March, and then for ZZZ they put Ambi's face. So specifically, yeah, that's because Ambi, to them, she was the foundation to every single character here, including the males. So can you imagine Ambi with Billy's playstyle? Ambi with a gun and being tall, or Ambi with say Corrin's playstyle. In a way, it kind of reminds me of Smash Brothers, where I think it was Smash 4. They had to use Bandai Namco used Mario's model as a basis for all the characters' movesets. I believe that was a fun fact. That was a fact that was going around on the internet. Man, that might explain pretty much all those crazy mods you see, like how you see like some characters when you replace their move sets. I think that was the first thing. That was like one of the early mods in Smash Brothers Brawl. And then, that tradition kept forward. In fact, I think you might have seen like YouTube videos of every character in Smash for Wii U doing Bayonetta's taunt. Yes, even Pikachu. Characters that don't have long legs at all. So, yeah. Just a little fun fact. And why Ambi is still best girl. Not only as the face of ZZZ, but come on, she's everyone's favorite burger girl. And most people love burgers. Hey, even if it's a veggie one, it's still a burger. And plus, hey, she also has a variation. At least for now, she's the only character with a second variation, I believe. As of now, yeah, as of now, yeah, just her. Which is more or less a Hoyoverse staple. They've already done that with Honkai Impact 3rd. One character, but 3 or 4 different variations. With, of course, different play styles. Hey, even in this variation, she has a little hamburger pin on her hair. While her entire outfit is based on her dark past, but a piece of her new life is that little burger pin. But yeah. Not sure where the jiggle physics came from, but hey, kudos to ZZZ. They decided to go a little ham and fan servicey on the animation. And they're not gonna stop. They never will. That's pretty much, at this point, the art direction that this game is. First and foremost. And oh boy, can't wait to see the newer characters, especially the lady with the tentacles. She is definitely gonna be the most bouncy one. And then not the other lady. The other lady is she's fine. But she too got thick thighs. And yeah, if you remember, the two new characters coming up are new members of the Spook Shack. Same squad as who's it? Part of Yuzaha's company. And yeah, I mentioned the Squid Lady is attack. Forgot who. I think the other one. She looks like a spellcaster out of a fantasy world. I think she may be a support, I believe. Excuse me. What? I don't remember their names, but I'm pretty sure they did. Hoyoverse had already revealed their names and such, so just gotta wait till October. And quite ironic, isn't it? Because yeah, you know how Spook Shack, you know, their theme is pretty much almost kind of like ghost hunting kind of. That's pretty much their theme, actually. Heck, in their debut, they did do a little ghost hunting of a sort. And yeah, what better way to have two new members of the Spook Shack to put them in the month of October for, you know, Halloween. Ha ha ha. They always plan ahead. Hoyoverse plans ahead. Game companies always plan ahead, just for the shits and giggles. And yeah, it works. It just takes a while. Takes people like me a while to realize the pun that they're throwing in. Anyways, so that'll be it for today. So for those of you who are going to be playing the early access of Sonic Racing Cross World, because I think that is a thing, right? If you have the digital deluxe, you have the early access pass. You can play the game now. But I mean, if that is the case, if I'm not mistaken, just whatever you do not spoil anything too much, please. I mean, I know it's a racing game, but you don't want to spoil some parts, even for a party racing game. I can wait. I don't need to. I'm just. It just, in my opinion, early access. I feel skeptic about those. I mean, yeah, because bugs and all that sort. But this is why day one patches, when they come out on launch day, they fix those. And then when you look at Steam early access, let me tell you, you either have a half-baked game or a half-baked game with 1,000 bugs. So yeah. I mean, yeah, that's a Steam problem. But I'm not excluding the thought that it doesn't apply to, the same cannot apply to console games. It can. It could. So, I'm just saying. You don't have to listen to me. I'm just getting it off my chest. But yeah, like I said, just try not to spoil too much. No story? Oh, really? Huh. Well, I'm fine with that, because I feel like Team Sonic Racing didn't need a story. You just had to keep it straightforward and simple. It's a racing game. You just go through Grand Prix, and when you're done that, you just jump online, or you're just jumping online right off the bat. Whichever one. I just find it funny that racing games, whether it be Mario Kart or Sonic, I don't think they need a story. Diddy Kong Racing, on the other hand, I guess I can excuse that, because at least in that game you had it had a story ish, but it had an open world pretty much, like or a hub, which was interactive, pretty cool. You can even find secrets. I guess that's why I excuse that. And then you have Gran Turismo and what is it, Forza Horizon, where you have like a career mode, which is literally just the game story mode, which I'm not a fan of. I don't play sports games for the career mode. I just usually jump into free play. Is there even actually, I kind of wonder, is there even a point to doing a career mode in those sports games? I mean, I heard that at least in the 2K sports games, in career mode, you create your own character and, yeah, basically grow your legacy from there. But it doesn't change anything with the multiplayer, as far as I know. Like, hence why I don't think there's a point. But I don't know. I haven't played a sports. I don't play sports games. I've only played them for fun, just free mode, free play mode. Whoops. Just the Grand Prix. Awesome. Straightforward, simple. That means there is nothing, no obstruction of me of just choosing specific characters. Like, how in some career story modes they force you to play as another character. Oh, like Sonic Riders. Sonic Riders, they kind of like has a story mode and it just forces you to play as this character with this board. Or this type, speed, flight, and power. I think that's what it was called. Yeah. Which means I can just stick to Hatsune Miku from start to end. And there should be nothing getting in my way. Nothing in the game forcing me to play as somebody else, right? Please. I'm just that much of a Miku simp. There, I said it. And then maybe down the road I can just do Grand Prix again as SpongeBob. Just for the shits and giggles. But the fact that they put SpongeBob front in line and Mega Man, Proto Man last. I mean, yeah, as the saying goes, save the best for last. But I just find it funny. Like, as a thought, you put SpongeBob first over Mega Man? Do you have any idea how SpongeBob is already relevant, but Mega Man, he needs that relevancy today? He needs more attention than that sponge. Or did Sega just do that on purpose just to appeal to the memes? Has the fan fiction between SpongeBob and Sonic have been made yet? I wouldn't be surprised if it's already happened. Oh, in other news, Microsoft Flight Simulator is coming on PlayStation 5. Yet another Microsoft exclusive? No, it's also on PC. Another Microsoft brand coming to PlayStation. Not that I'm interested. I mean, if I want to play Flight Simulator, I guess I would play Star Fox, but there is no Star Fox game to play now. or there is Battlefield 6. Except I'm already thinking of getting Sonic Racing, so Battlefield will have to be put on the side. Since it's another $100 game, so one game at a time. Crazy, isn't it? Yeah, well, you can blame the game industry, and the game industry will say, "Oh, it's just inflation." you know, they'll just throw in 1,000 excuses. Black Desert, Crimson Desert. Do these devs know what they're doing with this franchise? What's the difference with this game? What's the difference with Crimson Desert and Black Desert? Oh yeah, I didn't mention Deus Ex Remastered is a thing. But the one thing that I am very skeptical and already spreading a lot of doubt on that one is the fact that the game is being remastered by, if you heard it, Aspyr. It should have been Night Dive Studios. I don't know why they who commissioned Aspyr. Look, I can give them credit for some Star Wars games and the Tomb Raider trilogy. They did a good job with those, but they still also have a track record of releasing really shitty ports, remaster ports. So all I can hope is that they learn their lesson from those still to this day and try not to flop this one. I've heard some good things about Deus Ex. Aspyr better not be an ass about this remaster port. Not that I have interest in playing, but I'm just saying, you've been warned. Unless you want to have another Star Wars Knights of the Old Republic 2 incident where Aspyr knew there was a bug in the game that made the game unplayable, yet they still launched it as it is. But think about it. You don't want to buy a game that you later find out that the devs knew that it was unplayable. And, think about it. Then you're going to say, I want my money back. And then the eShop, PlayStation Store, Microsoft Store is going to go through somewhat of a headache and be like, ugh, okay, let's do refunds. Like, even I feel bad for those who have to work behind those digital storefronts and, they're being issued refunds plus thousands, 100,000s, and it's like, oh man, this all could have been avoided if the devs could have at least, patched their game, fixed their game before release, delay the game and fix it. When one person, or I guess company, causes a problem, it causes a problem for everyone. Consumers and other distributors. And yeah. And I can attest to that as somebody who used to work in logistics. When I couldn't find an item, it becomes everybody's problem. But they don't entirely blame me because they did tell me, yeah, it happens to everybody here. Either they're just saying that, but I'm pretty sure that's pretty much 70% true. Oh yeah, Mega Man Star Force Legacy Collection. I'm guessing that might have been... Who's that guy from Capcom who just left? Iizuka? That might have been his last game he ported before he left. Or unless maybe he didn't direct this one. That's weird. Anyways. Sorry, I thought I saw like a fly. Right. So, today is Wednesday, right? Yeah. As usual, if I have time to stream tomorrow or whenever this week, Uh, well, you'll know when you'll know. On YouTube, I feel like I haven't been posting like if I'm streaming soon or whatever. I feel like I just do that whenever I feel like it, or when I remind myself to do it. But yeah, next stream will just be whatever. Today was just like because State of Play happened, and of course I want to yap about that. And then ZDZ just dropped Phase 2 banner, and I thought, yeah, sure, I might as well demonstrate the new character and just have fun with that. Okay, so with that, I will then see you guys in the next stream. You folks have a good day and a good night. See you, folks.